Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, we are going to see the mathematics solution of unit test 3 held in September 2020. So as you all know, the total markings are 25. There are 4 sections in the paper. Time allotted for solution is 45 minutes. So without wasting time, now let us start with the solution of each question perfectly. Now, starting with section A, each question was of 1 mark and the total there were 4 questions, each of 1, so total section A was of 4 marks. Now let us start with question number 1. The graph of polynomial px y equals to px. Find the number of zeros for p of x. So over here you can see the curve over here is drawn and it is intersecting the x-axis at how many points? There are 2 points where the curve touches the x-axis. That means we can say that total zeros of p of x are 2. Okay, because the curve is touching the x-axis at 2 points. So this is the answer. Question number 2. For the given quadratic equation 5x plus 3y equals to 5, state the root. So just think of a very simple question, that is an equation is given 5x plus 3y equals to 5 and we have to find out the values of x and y, the roots, right? So that they can fit perfectly in the equation. So basically what we are going to do, or what you should do, is to put the values of x and y given in all the options one by one. Right, if you one by one put the values of x and y and do LHS equals to RHS, you will get the correct answer. Here we will start with 1 and 0. That means x coordinate 1, y coordinate 0. So putting x as 1 and y as 0, on left hand side we get 5 ones are 5 plus 3 zeros are 0. That means 5. And on the right hand side we have already 5. That means this solution fits the best. So 1 0 is the correct answer for question number 2. Third question is state the common difference D for the given arithmetic progression 3 by 2, comma 1 by 2, comma minus 1 by 2, comma minus 3 by 2 and so on. So here to find out the common difference D, we have to just subtract one term with its previous term, right? But we have to spare the first term. Okay, so we shall start with the second term minus first term. So that will be 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2. You can see from here, second term is 1 by 2, first term is 3 by 2. So 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2, 2 is already the LCM. So 2 will be in the denominator. Here 1 minus 3 will become minus 2. And what is minus 2 upon 2? That will give you minus 1. So common difference of the given arithmetic progression is minus 1. Now moving on to question number 4. It is a very tricky question. Point 4 minus 3 is at a perpendicular distance of dash from the x-axis. So here what shall we do? We shall follow this small self-made rule I am telling you. Distance of any point from any axis will be the opposite axis coordinates absolute value. That means if we plot the point 4 minus 3, you can see on x-axis must be 4 and on y-axis must be minus 3. So both these points are coinciding over here. You can see this point. Now perpendicular distance of this point from x-axis, you can see this red line. That means it is nothing but the value of y coordinate. That means y coordinate is minus 3. But whenever you measure the distance, it is never negative. So what we will write is the distance of this point from x-axis is 3 units, right? You do not write minus 3 unit because minus will not come in distance, right? So 3 units will be the perfect answer. So here it is section A 1 2 3 4 solution over. Now let us move on to section B. In section B there are questions of 2 marks each. So that will be total 8 marks. Now let us start with question number 5. Question number 5 says find the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 3 and verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. Okay, so you see the equation very perfectly. X square minus 3, in between the term containing x is not there. Okay, so zeros of the polynomial x square minus 3, first of all let us find out by using the difference of two square method. That means x square is the square of x minus 3 is the square of root 3. So we can split them into x plus root 3, x minus root 3, right? So if you want to find out the zeros of this polynomial, then we have to compare both these brackets with 0. So if you compare x plus root 3 with 0 and x minus root 3 with 0, both will give you minus root 3 and plus root 3 as the roots, right? Now what we have to find, that the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. That means we have to find out sum of zeros and product of zeros. So without using the formula, what will be the sum of zeros? If you see, just by using these two values, minus root 3 plus root 3 will be 0. What will be the product of zeros? Minus root 3 into root 3. Root 3 will give you 3, and here 1 minus negative sign is there, so put minus 3. So here directly we got sum of zeros 0, product of zeros minus 3. Now let us utilize the formula and find out. So we have to compare x square minus 3 with ax square plus bx plus c, and if you compare that, the first one give you a equals to 1, right? X square coefficient, there is nothing, so 1 we will write. We don't have any term containing x, so b will be 0, and the last term, that is the constant term, will be minus 3. So a, b and c we have got, right? Now let us start with the formula of sum of zeros. Sum of zeros equals to minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So what is the coefficient of x over here? We are talking about b. So minus of b, that is minus of 0, upon coefficient of x square is 1. So minus 0 upon 1 is 0. Let us find out product of zeros, that is constant term upon coefficient of x square. That means constant term is minus 3 upon 1, and that will give you minus 3. So direct answers are also related and directly perfectly matching with sum of zeros formula and product of zeros formula. So the result is verified. Moving on to question number 6. Solve the following pair of linear equation by elimination method. Now in elimination method, what do? We compare the coefficients of the variables. Any one we will choose and make it equal, and then we will eliminate that. So first of all, let us write both the equations. Equation 1, x plus y equals to 5. Equation 2, 2x minus 3y equals to 4. Now let us take x, that variable in which we will be eliminating that. So below in equation 2 we have 2x, so let us multiply equation 1 with 2. So we have to make coefficient of x equal and then eliminate. So multiplying equation 1 by 2 will give you 2 into x plus y equals to 5, that is 2x plus 2y equals to 10. Now this will be our modified equation number 1. Now let us try to eliminate. So 2x plus 2y equals to 10 I have written. Below I will write another equation, 2x minus 3y equals to 4. Now what we will have to do, we will have to eliminate. So first of all, 2x will be eliminated. When it will be eliminated? When the sign will be changed. So we are changing the sign, you see minus, plus and minus. So 2x minus 2x will be 0. What will be plus 2y plus 3y? It will be 5y, and 10 minus 4 will be 6. So here we get 5y equals to 6. What is y? Y will become 6 upon 5. Now this value of y must be kept in any one equation to get the value of x. So what we are doing, we are putting y equals to 6 upon 5 in equation 1, x plus y equals to 5. So if you put y equals to 6 upon 5, it will look like this. X plus 6 by 5 equals to 5 by 1. Take this 6 upon 5 on this side, so it will be negative. Take the LCM, 1 and 5 will be 5. Multiply this with 5 up and down. Finally, you get 25 minus 6 upon 5. And the answer is x equals to 19 upon 5. So what is our final solution? That is xy equals to 19 upon 5, 6 upon 5. Now, question number 7, find the sum of arithmetic progression 34, then 32, 30 up to 10. That means the arithmetic progression is given, in between why there is a plus sign, because we are finding the sum. Now, just on the basis of this, let us make a group of the information, that is the given list. So, A, the first term is 34, D, second term minus first term I have done, so 32 minus 34 is minus 2. L, that is last term, or we can also say that as AN, that is 10. Sn we are finding, but we don't have the value of n, so we need to find out n to find Sn. But how can n be found? For that we have another hint, that is last term An. So we will use An formula, An equals to A plus n minus 1D, and put the values so that we can get n equals to some value. So An is 10, A 34, n minus 1 we are finding, and D minus 2. Now 10 minus 34, 34 will go on the other side, so 10 minus 34. Here minus 2 into n will become minus 2n, and minus 2 into minus 1 will become plus 2. Now 10 minus 34 is minus 24, and I am taking minus 2 on that side again, so that will give you minus 26, and here you have minus 2n. Now minus minus will be plus, so 2n will be 26. What will be the value of n? N will be 26 upon 2, that is 13. So now we have got the value of n, so that we can use the formula of finding the sum. So what is the formula of Sn? If we know the first and the last term, because here 34 first term and 10 last term. So we will use a shortcut formula, that is n by 2 a plus l. So n is 13 by 2 and a plus l is 34 plus 10, that will give you 44, and 2 22s are 44, that means 13 into 22, that is 286 is the correct answer. Clear? So moving on to the next question. Our next question is, find the coordinates of the point which divide the line segment joining the point 4 minus 3 8 5 in the ratio 3:1. Now based on the question, let us prepare the given list. Let A be x1 y1, that is 4 minus 3, B x2 y2, that is 8 5, and the ratio 3:1 will be our m1 is to m2. Now we are finding the coordinates of the dividing point. So basically what we will use the section formula. So let pxy is the dividing point. So writing the formula, pxy equals to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. So this is the formula that how can you find the coordinates of dividing point of any line segment. Now just put the values. For example, m1 is 3, x2 is 8, then m2 1 and x1 4. You will have to check these values for putting over here. So 3 8 and 1 into 4 upon m1 plus m2 is 3 plus 1. m1 y2, that is 3 into 5, and m2 y1 1 into minus 3 upon m1 plus m2. So when you will solve everything, you will get 24 plus 4 by 4 on the x side, comma 15 minus 3 by 4 on the y side. So 28 by 4 and 15 minus 3 will be 12 by 4. That means our final answer is 7 3. So 7 3 is the dividing points coordinate. Clear? Now moving on to section number C. Here the question are of 3 marks each. Now the first question of section C is division. Divide 3x cube plus x square plus 2x plus 5 by 1 plus 2x plus x square. So first of all, let us write the dividend 3x cube plus x square plus 2x plus 5. Now we will write divisor but in a proper way, that means x square plus 2x plus 1. Now what we have to do? We have to divide. So I have drawn these lines. Now very important, the first term. So for that you just have to see which number must be multiplied to x square so that it becomes 3x cube. So 3 is remaining and 1x is remaining. So what shall we do? We shall multiply this equation by 3x. Now multiplying 3x with x square will give us 3x cube. 2x into 3x will give 6x square. 1 into 3x will give 3x. Now change the sign of all three to eliminate this 3x cube. So 3x cube will be eliminated. Now what will be this one? 1 minus 6 and here 2 minus 3. 5 will be repeated. So next step will be minus 5x square minus 1x and plus 5 repeated. Now you see, compare again what is lacking in x square to make minus 5x square. Minus 5 is lacking. So x square into minus 5 will become minus 5x square. 2x into minus 5 will be minus 10x and 1 into minus 5 will be minus 5. Again we will change the sign and we will do the elimination. That means minus 5x square and plus 5x square will be eliminated. Here minus 1 plus 10 and here 5 plus 5, that means 9x plus 10. So basically our answer will contain divisor, that was x square plus 2x plus 1. Dividend was already given. What is the quotient? 3x minus 5. And what is the remainder that we got is 9x plus 10. So question number 10 is a manufacturer of TV set produced 600 TV sets in third year and 700 set in the seventh year. Assuming that the production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year, we have to find out three different questions. For example, the first is production in the first year. So first term we will find. Then production in the 10th year, that means we will find 10th term. And the total production in first 7, that means S7 we are finding. Now let us see what we have. First of all, production increases uniformly, so it will become an arithmetic progression. TV produced in third year is third term, that means A3, that is given 600. Note that the third term can also be written as A plus 2D. Same way, TV produced in 7th year will be 7th term, that means A7 equals to 700. So A plus 6D is equal to 700. We have got two equations in which two variables are there. We can easily eliminate and then find out the value of A and D. So after that we can find other answers as well. So let us try to solve A plus 2D equals to 600 and A plus 6D equals to 700. So we will use elimination method. You see, A plus 2D 600 I have written, A plus 6D 700 I have written. To eliminate A, we have to subtract it. So all the terms will be negative. So A and A will be cancelled. 2D minus 6D. How many D? That will be minus 4D. And 600 minus 700 will be minus 100. So minus 4D equals to minus 100. D becomes minus 100 by minus 4, that is 25. So after getting the value of D, we will put the value in any equation to get the value of A. So putting D equals to 25 in A plus 2D equals to 600, we get A plus 2 into 25 equals to 600. 2 into 25 is 50. Take this 50 on this side, it will be 600 minus 50. Now we got A, that is our first term, as 550, and D we got, that is difference, as 25. So now we got the answer of first question directly. Production of first year, that is A 550 unit. Production of 10th year will be our 10th term A10, that is A plus 9D. 550 plus 9 into 25, that will give you 775 units. Now, most important, they have asked about the total production in first 7 years. That means they are asking about S7. So S7 formula we will use n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 d. Here n equals to 7. Rest many values are also with us, so we will use them. So that will be n by 2, 7 upon 2, 2 into a, 2 into 550 plus n minus 1, 7 minus 1 is 6 and d is 25. So basically what we have done, we have just put all the values. Now solution of this bracket 2 into 550 plus 6 into 25 will be like 1100 plus 150. Again 7 by 2 is repeated. So if you simplify this, the final answer that you are getting, that total production of the TV units in 7 years is 4375 units. Clear? So this is how we will solve these type of questions. Now the next question is question number 11. Find the area of the triangle formed by the points 2, 3, minus 1, 0, 2, minus 4. So we have a simple formula of finding the area of triangle. Even though the formula is lengthy, the formula is very simple. So let us assume that x1, y1 is 2, 3, x2, y2 is minus 1, 0, and x3, y3 is 2, minus 4. So what is our formula? Area equals to 1 by 2. In the mode I have written, I'll tell you why I have used mode. But more important, what I have done, x1 into y2 minus y3, x2 into y3 minus y1, x3 into y1 minus y2. So now let us put all the values. X1 is 2, y2 is 0, y3 minus 4, x2 is minus 1, y3 minus y1 will be minus 4 minus 3, x3 will be 2, and y1 minus y2 will be 3 minus 0. So if you see, we have solved 0 minus minus 4 is plus 4, plus 4 2s are 8. Here minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7, minus 7 into minus 1, that is plus 7. Here 2 into 3 minus 0 is 6. So solving everything inside the mode or bracket is 8 plus 7 plus 6, that is 21. 21 into 1 by 2, that will give us 21.2 square units. Mode why I have written over here, because every time the answer might not be a positive value, it may be a negative value, but always remember that we cannot use negative value when we are measuring distance, length or area. Okay, so that is why in mode everything will be positive, so our answer will be 21/2 square units. Now section D, that is only one question of 4 marks. Mansi travels 300 km to her native partly by train and partly by bus. So what is given? Total distance is given. She takes 4 hours if she travels 60 km by train and remaining by bus. And again second case is there, if she travel 100 km by train and remaining by bus, she takes 10 minutes longer. 10 minutes longer than the earlier time, that means 4 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, so don't be confused here. Find the average speed of train and bus separately. So let us assume that average speed of train is x km per hour and average speed of bus be y km per hour. Total distance is given in the question 300 km. We have to use this formula, speed equals to distance upon time. If you take time on this side, it will be distance upon speed, right? So we will use this formula, time equals to distance upon speed. Let us start both the cases one by one. So case 1, 60 km by train and remaining by bus, that means remaining is 300 minus 60, 240 km. So total time already given 4 hours. So 4 hours will contain traveling time by train and traveling time by bus. So first term will be of train, that is distance upon speed. From here you can see distance upon speed. So train will be 60 upon x, 240 is by bus, that is 240 upon y. So using time equals to distance upon speed, we have used this formula and made this equation 60 by x plus 240 by y equals to 4. Same way we have case number 2. What is case number 2? 100 km by train and remaining 300 minus 100, that is 200 by bus. So our equation will be 100 upon x, 200 upon y equals to 25 by 6. Now, if I said that 4 hour and 10 minutes, how it comes to be 25 by 6? So you see here, 4 hours 10 minutes is, this 10 minute is converted into hours. So 10 upon 60 I have done. So 4 into 10 upon 60, that is 25 by 6. 4 1 by 6, 0 0 will be cancelled. 4 1 by 6, so 6 for the 24 plus 125 upon 6. So now we have got both the equations. Now again the equation is not in a normal form because the variables are still in denominator. So this is a question of equations reducible to linear equation of two variables. So now let us utilize these two equations for our further solution. So equation 1 was this, equation 2 was this. Now let us assume that 1 upon x is m and 1 upon y is n. So the first equation will become 60m plus 240n. See, 1 by x is now replaced by m and 1 by y is replaced by n. Same way, equation number 2 will become 100m plus 200n equals to 25 by 6. But 25 by 6, as it is up in ratio form, I have taken 6 to another side, and this 6 multiplied by 100m will become 600m. 6 into 200n is 1200n equals to 25. So now you can see both of the equation, even though there are larger number, they are in normal form. So we can do the method of elimination over here as well. So if we eliminate, we will get the value of m and n. Then we will do the reciprocal and find x and y. So you see, equation 1 is 60m and 240n. To make the m coefficient equal, I have to multiply it with 10. So 600m plus 2400n equals to 4 into 10, 40. Second equation will be as it is, 600m plus 1200n equals to 25. So now if you do the elimination method, you will get 1200n. That means you see over here, 600 will be cancelled, 2400 minus 1200, that is 1200n. 40 minus 25 is 15. So n equals to 15 by 1200, or n equals to 1 upon 80. Now put this value of n in any one equation. So what we will get? 60m plus 240n, that means 240 by 80 equals to 4. Now 0 0 if we cancel, and 8 3s are 24. We have 60m plus 3 equals to 4. This 3 will go on this side, becomes 4 minus 3 equals to 1. Final value of m is 1 upon 60. So we have got n and m. Now we have to just do the reciprocal to get x and y. So if 1 upon x is 1 upon 60, so x equals to 60 km per hour. So that is the speed of train. And if 1 upon y equals to 1 upon 80, that means y equals to 80 km per hour. That is the speed of bus. Clear? So that's it for this video. We have completed the solution of unit test September 2020 of 10th class mathematics. Hope you like this video. If possible, share this video with all the needy students so that they can check their answers and verify. Also, for future videos like these and studies videos of 8, 9, 10 all subjects, subscribe my channel Shiksha Academy Board.